It's not too late. Even now, even after what you've done, we can still find a way.
"14 years earlier, in 2009, a pregnant woman named Anna runs through the woods, desperately trying to get away from her pursuer. Soon, she reaches a house, but as there's no one to help her, she locks herself inside a room, on the brink of labor. When an infected barges inside and attacks her, Anna manages to defend herself, killing the cordyceps-ravaged woman, before noticing she'd just delivered her baby. When she sees that she's been bitten, she hurries to cut the umbilical cord connecting them. Anna then calls her baby Ellie, showering the infant with love in the remaining hours she's alive. Later, when Marlene and some other fireflies arrive at the house, they find Anna and her baby in the room. Marlene gasps upon seeing her bite wound, with the infection already spreading. Anna says it's not her friend's fault, but Marlene still explains they got late getting out of the 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐸. As she's infected, the new mother refuses to nurse the baby, and she lies to Marlene that she cut the cord between her and Ellie before she got bit. She tells the Firefly leader to take her infant to Boston and find someone to raise her, giving her knife for baby Ellie as a memento. She reminds Marlene how they've known each other their whole lives, pleading that she take Ellie before killing her. Marlene eventually takes the baby, and though she initially refuses to kill Anna and leaves, she comes back and shoots her. In the present, Ellie is feeling melancholic, despite Joel's attempts to cheer her up. As they head toward the hospital in Salt Lake City, they enter a tall building, hoping to get a vantage point to figure out what direction they need to go. Joel proposes to hoist Ellie up so she can then hand him a ladder, but she isn't listening. The man finally asks if she's okay, and after she insists she is, she agrees with his plan. When Ellie is about to hand him the ladder, something catches her attention. Joel chases after her, and when he catches up to Ellie, he sees her mesmerized by a living giraffe. The man urges Ellie to feed the animal, handing her some leaves to the girl's utter delight. Afterward, while they watch the giraffes and Joel realizes his affection for her, he tells Ellie that finding the hospital might not be such a good idea, that it's risky, and he suggests that they could just return to Tommy's and forget the whole thing. However, the girl says she doesn't want everything they've been through to be for naught, and she promises that after this, she'll follow wherever Joel goes, which he accepts. Back on the ground, the two continue their journey when they come across hospital tents. As Ellie's confused, Joel explains that there were emergency medical camps that were set up a few days after the outbreak. He says he was in one, confessing he attempted suicide because of Sarah's death. However, he flinched while pulling the trigger, avoiding death, to which Ellie says she's glad he didn't die. Now feeling lighthearted, the two share puns while walking, failing to notice the approaching armed men until one tosses a flashbang grenade at them, knocking them both out. Later, when he returns to consciousness in the hospital, Joel is greeted by Marlene, who says her men didn't recognize him. She assures Joel that Ellie isn't hurt, before asking how they managed to survive crossing the country. Though Joel says it's because of Ellie, saying she fought hard to get there, Marlene knows she would have died on day one if not for him. Upon hearing that Ellie is being prepped for surgery, Joel becomes alarmed. Marlene explains the cordyceps in Ellie has grown with her since birth, and as it produces a chemical messenger, normal cordyceps think that she's one of them, and it's why she's immune. Their doctor is going to remove the fungi, multiply the cells in a lab, and produce the chemical messenger so they can give it to everyone. Knowing that the cordyceps grows in the brain, Joel realizes that the surgery will result in Ellie's death. Having grown to care much for the girl, he is strongly against the idea of killing Ellie, and he demands that Marlene bring him to her, but he only gets a punch from one of her men. The Firefly leader says she understands how he feels, revealing she promised Ellie's mother that she will save her child, but she has no other choice. When he continues to obstinate, Marlene instructs her men to take Joel to the highway, and if he tries anything, they're to shoot him. As they go through the hospital, Joel quickly incapacitates his guards before shooting them. Afterward, one by one, Joel kills every Firefly in the building, shooting at them efficiently and ruthlessly. Finally, he finds the operating room where Ellie is held, with the surgeon refusing to give Ellie up. Joel mercilessly kills the doctor before demanding the nurses unhook the girl. Gently, he carries Ellie, bringing her to the parking lot, where he encounters Marlene again. She tells him he can't protect her forever, as she lives in a broken world that he could have saved. But he tells Marlene it's not for her to decide. She replies it isn't his decision either, knowing that Ellie would have sacrificed herself for the world. Marlene then brings her gun down, saying it's not too late. Sometime later, Joel is driving when Ellie wakes up. He explains that the Fireflies were running tests on her and says there are dozens more like Ellie who are immune, but that the doctors couldn't make it work and stopped looking for a cure. Compounding on the lie, he tells her that the raiders attacked the hospital, killing the Fireflies, including Marlene. However, a flashback reveals that he shot and killed Marlene in order to escape with Ellie. After entering Wyoming on their way back to Jackson, their car breaks down, forcing the two to hike the rest of the way. As they walk, Joel tells Ellie that she and Sarah would have liked each other. Finally, they see Jackson, but before they walk any further, Ellie confesses that the first person she killed was her best friend Riley. They both got bit and decided to wait it out, but then only Riley lost her mind. Joel assures Ellie it's not her fault, saying she needs to keep going and find something to fight for. Wanting Joel to tell her the truth, Ellie makes him swear that everything he said earlier about the Fireflies is true, which he affirms. Still, with some hesitation in her eyes, she accepts his answer and merely says, "Okay."